We're going to travel back in time to Wednesday, May 3rd, 1911, and pretend we are at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and are getting ready to watch the St. Louis Cardinals play the home Pittsburgh Pirates. Here are the starting pitchers going for the Pirates. Lefty Leafield. There's his Strat-O-Matic card for 1911, the basic side. And the advanced side will be playing super advanced. Going for the Cardinals today, the real workhorse, Bob Harmon. Harmon in real life for the complete season was 23-16 in 41 starts and 348 innings. He comes into today's game with a record of 2-1. Leafield today, by the way, comes in with a record of 3-1. And here are the starting lineups. First for the St. Louis Cardinals, leading off the second baseman, Miller Huggins. Batting second, the left fielder, Rube Ellis. Batting third, the third baseman, Mike Mowry. Mowry playing third. Batting cleanup for the Cardinals, their best hitter, first baseman, Ed Konechi. Konechi batting cleanup and playing first. Batting fifth for St. Louis, the right fielder, Steve Evans. Evans hit .294 in real life that year, as you can see, but in my replay thus far, he is hitting .400 on the nose. He's in the top 5 in batting average. Batting sixth for the Cardinals today, their catcher and manager, future Hall of Famer, Roger Bresnahan. Batting seventh and playing center field for the Cardinals will be Rebel Oaks. Oaks in center field. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Arnold Hauser. Hauser hit only .241 in real life, but he's off to a very good start in the replay. And batting ninth and pitching, the Bob Harmon. I'm going to use a homemade pitcher hitting card for Bob. Also, we'll be doing that for Leafield of the Pirates. And when they come up, we'll be rolling the dice. In all other at-bats during the game, we'll be reading the computer result using pre-swing play-by-play and minimal play-by-play. All right, for the Pirates, their starting lineup is like this. Leading off and playing third base, Bobby Byrne. Byrne at third base. Batting second and returning to their lineup after an absence due to his wife's illness will be Tommy Leach. Tommy Leach, he was called. He'll bat second and play center field. Batting third, the veteran captain, Fred Clark. Clark will be playing left field and batting third. In batting cleanup, one of the all-time greats, Honus Wagner. Wagner batting cleanup and playing shortstop. He is a 1 in terms of range, but he is an E60. Honus will make a lot of errors, but he will make some incredible plays as well. Batting fifth for the Pirates today, their second baseman, Dots Miller. Dots Miller playing second base. Batting sixth will be their first baseman, Newt Hunter. Hunter playing first and batting sixth. Batting seventh for the Pirates, their right fielder, Chief Wilson. His born name, Owen Wilson. Chief Wilson is playing right field today and batting seventh. Batting eighth for the Pirates is their catcher, George Gibson. Gibson batting 8th and catching. And batting 9th and pitching, Lefty Leafield. We also have a homemade pitcher's hitting card for Lefty. We'll be using that and rolling the dice when he comes to bat. You can see the cards of some of the reserves and relief pitchers. Coming into the game today, the Pirates are in second place in the National League replay with a record of 8 wins and 5 losses. They trail the first place New York Giants by 1 game. The visiting St. Louis Cardinals have a record of 5 wins, 5 losses, and they are in 5th place in the National League standings. The Cardinals have had several days off due to rain and will come into Pittsburgh today a clean, rested and healthy team. They had suffered the loss of Miller Huggins, their captain and good second baseman, due to an injury early in the season. He had been out, but he will return to their starting lineup today. Also returning today are Mike Mowry, their good third baseman, and I believe Steve Evans missed a few games too. The Pirates will have Tommy Leach back in the lineup today. He missed a few games due to his wife's illness. But ably backing him up and playing a little bit was Max Carey, a very fast and promising rookie. Max back to the bench today, though. We'll start this game very shortly. All right. Let's play ball. Forbes Field, Pittsburgh. Miller Huggins about to lead it off for the Cardinals. Lefty Leafield getting in his final warm-up tosses. We have had the playing of the national anthem. And here is Huggins stepping in. Huggins hitting .091. He's 1 for 11 on the season. He was injured in the 3rd or 4th game of the season and has been out with that injury until today. Here is the delivery by Leafield, taken by Leafield, bounce back to Leafield. He throws wild, trying to retire Huggins at first. Huggins motors on into second, and he is on second to lead off the game. Lefty Leafield, a fielding rating of 4E30, not a very good fielder. And it showed right there. That'll bring up Rube Ellis. Ellis, the Cardinal left fielder, comes into the game hitting .200 with no homers and 4 RBIs. A very small crowd here today on this very cold day. Base hit to right for Ellis. Man on second can try to score. That's Miller Huggins. He is going to be held up. Not going to chance it with no outs, and their third place hitter coming to the plate. That's Mike Mowry. Mowry coming to the plate. First and third, nobody out. Let's see what Mowry can do. He's hitting .273 with 2 RBIs, 7 walks, and 22 at-bats. Mowry, a native of Brown Mills, Pennsylvania, just west of Gettysburg. Leafield, a lefty from Trenton, New Jersey. Here's the delivery. Mowry pokes it to right. It drops in front of Wilson, and St. Louis has gone out in front 1-0. So the first 3 Cardinals have reached, and that will bring up their very good cleanup hitter, Ed Konechi, often just called Coney.
in the sports pages of the day. It hitting .368 with 8 RBIs, 6 walks, and 38 at-bats. You've got Maury on first. He's a pretty good base stealer. Let's see. 81% lead chance. I'm not going to attempt it just yet. I'm going to let Konechi hit away. Ellis is on third. Cardinals up 1-0. Leafield leaning in to get the sign. Now he's set. Runners take their leads. Leafield comes in with a pitch. Konechi lifts one toward left. Clark under it and makes the easy catch, and the runner has to hold. Actually, both runners hold. So there's the first out of the inning and indeed of the game. And Steve Evans will come to the plate. Evans hitting a cool 400 in the early going. Will come to plate with runners on first and third and 1 out. And the Cardinals up 1-0. Evans is up for the Cardinals. Bresnahan on deck. Leafield brings it home. Sac fly to right fielder. A fly out to right fielder Owen Wilson is deep enough to score the runner from third, and it's 2-0 Cardinals. 2 out, man on first. Roger Bresnahan coming to the plate. Bresnahan, of course, the former New York Giant catcher, now over here with St. Louis and managing the Cardinal aggregation. Roger hitting .276 with no homers, 4 RBIs, 11 walks, 29 at-bats. Here is a line drive caught by third baseman Bobby Byrne to end the inning. But the Cardinals get 2 right out of the gate, and heading into the bottom of the first, they lead 2-0. The Pirates coming to bat. Bob Harmon getting the pitching call for the Cardinals today. He is 2-1 with a 3.24 ERA in 25 innings. In real life, he pitched an amazing 348 innings. Final record 23-16. He also had 4 saves. He had a very good ERA of 3.13. He will go up against the hard-hitting Pirates today, and leading off for the Pittsburgh team will be Bobby Byrne. Bobby hitting .250 in 60 at-bats. Bill Clem umpiring today. He is behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Byrne swinging, hits a 3-hopper right back to Harmon on the mound. He grabs it and throws to first for the out. That'll bring up Wee Tommy Leach. Wee Tommy has been away for the past few days attending to his wife who has suffered an illness, but he's back in the lineup today. Some of the Pittsburgh faithful wanted to see Fred Clark turn to Max Carey, the youth. Oh, there's a triple by Tommy Leach. Tommy, as if to say, no, not quite. My time is not quite done here. You can give all the praise you want to that young Carey guy, but I can still swing the bat. And he just tripled to left center field. Here is Fred Clark. Fred hitting at .353, the veteran captain whose career started way back in 1894 coming to the plate. The Cardinals will play the infield in with Clark at the plate and Leach on third with 1 out. Cardinals going to try to cut off that run, at least with Clark at the plate. He lofts a fly ball to right field. Steve Evans is under it. He's got it. He corks the throw home. It's too late, and the sac fly puts the Pirates on the board. They draw to within a run. The score now 2-1, St. Louis. And here is Honus Wagner. Honus, the Dutchman, they called him, the Flying Dutchman, is hitting .314 with 3 homers and 10 RBIs. He has stolen 2 bases. He has walked 8 times. 3 doubles and a triple. Honus, the cleanup hitter, bats here with 2 out and nobody on. Here's the pitch. It's a routine fly into center. Oaks ranges over and reaches up and makes the play, and that'll do it for the Pirates in the first. At the end of 1, St. Louis 2, Pittsburgh 1. Leading off the second for the visiting Cardinals will be their center fielder, Rebel Oaks. Oaks is hitting .326 with no homers and 11 RBIs. He carries a mediocre bat into the game overall. In 1911, he hit .263, but he's off to a great start, hitting .326. He's a left-handed batter facing the lefty-lefty Lee field. Battle of lefties going on here, and the southpaw fires and Oaks swings and misses for strike 3. That'll bring up Arnold Hauser, the shortstop, back batting in the 8th spot. When Huggins was out for a few games, Bresnahan moved Hauser up to the leadoff spot, and Hauser responded very, very nically, getting many hits and RBIs. He's hitting .372 here with no homers, 4 RBIs. .372 is Hauser's average. Moved back down into the 8th spot today, however, with the return of Huggins to the lineup. Hauser, a right-handed batter facing the lefty Leaf field, and he slaps a hard grounder past second into right field. Wilson picks it up and fires it back in. Hauser will hold with a clean single with 1 out in the second. And that will bring up Bob Harmon. Harmon, not too much of a hitter. And with 1 out and Hauser on first, let's see what Hauser can do as far as stealing bases. Well, he has an 83% chance of getting a lead. Yeah, 83%. In real life, he stole 24 bases and was caught 20 times. I am not going to attempt the stolen base. Harmon is going to try to sacrifice. The chances of him successfully bunting it are 86%. Oh, here is a error by catcher Gibson. Gibson came out to field the bunt and threw wildly, and all hands are safe with Harmon at first and Hauser down at second. So already 2 errors in the game by Pittsburgh, 1 by their pitcher and 1 by their catcher. And the Cardinals have runners on first and second with 1 out in the top of the second, with Miller Huggins coming to bat. Huggins, the fiery second baseman. Now, let's see. Let's see if he is going to be bunting or hitting away. He's going to be hitting away. Mighty Might, a graduate of the Cincinnati Law School, at the plate. Miller Huggins waits on a 3-2 pitch. Here's a grounder to Byrne, taken by him. He throws to second for one. The throw to first, not in time. Harmon is forced out going to second, but the speedy Huggins reaches first, and Hauser is over to third. So the Cardinals have runners on first and third with 2 out, and Rube Ellis coming to the plate. Rube, a left-handed batter, will face the lefty Leafield. Leafield is a L3L, meaning he's going to be very tough on Ellis. And let's see what Rube can do. Rube singled his first time up. Rube hitting at 220 on the year. He has 9 hits and 41 at bats. He is 1 for 1 today. Here's the 3-1 offering base hit to left field. Ellis getting a hit off lefty Leafield, bringing in Hauser from third with 2 out. And Huggins has an 85% chance of being safe if he tries for third, so he's being waved at third. The Pirates are going to cut off the throw to hold Ellis at first, and the Cardinals have first and third again with 2 out now. And Mike Mowry coming to the plate. And the Cardinals have just posted their 3rd run of the game. They're now on top 3-1. Mowry at the plate. Mike singled his first time up and drove in the first Cardinal run. He'll be hitting away. Leafield shakes off 2 signs. Now he sees what he likes. He rocks and fires. Fastball just inside. That'll be ball 4 and a walk. That'll load him up for St. Louis. The Cardinals threatening to do some real damage here to Leafield. They're already up 3-0, and they've got the bases loaded, and their cleanup hitter, Ed Conecchi, coming up. Ed hits only 6 homers in real life, but he had 88 RBIs. He had 38 doubles and 13 triples, and a 289 average. He is neutral in the clutch, so let's see what Ed can do. He flied out to left field his first time up. Lined hard to short. Wagner makes a great catch. The Flying Dutchman stabbing the ball just as it was about to go into center field. And that is all she wrote for the Cardinals in the second. They get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave a batter, and at the end of an inning and a half, Cardinals up 3-1. We thought this was going to be a pitching duel today, but it's hardly been that. The Cardinals with 2 in the first and 1 in the second, and the Pirates scoring 1 in the first as they come up here in the bottom of the second. Dots Miller will lead it off for Pittsburgh. Dots hitting .327 with no homers and 8 RBIs. He has drawn 10 walks. He's been excellent at getting on base. And batting behind Wagner in the lineup, he gets a lot of RBI opportunities. Here he is sending a scorcher to short, picked up by Hauser. He throws to first. Conecchi has to scoop it out, but he does so. And that's 1 out. Actually, that ball was hit to third base to Mike Mowry, not to Hauser. It's an out any way you slice it, and that will bring up Newt Hunter. Newt, the Pirates' first baseman. off to an extremely slow start. He's hitting 132 with no homers and 3 RBIs. Harmon on the mound for St. Louis. Here's a breaking low for ball 4. Hunter is on with a 1-out walk. That will bring up Chief Wilson. The Chief hitting .255 on the year with 2 doubles, 3 triples, and no homers. Chief has drawn 5 walks. He has struck out 8 times. He is batting here from the left-hand side of the plate against Bob Harmon, a righty. Swung on. It's in the air to the left side. Backing just a bit is Ellis, and he pulls it in. So 2 quick outs for the Pirates here at the bottom of the second. And coming to the plate is their catcher, George Gibson. George Gibson hitting a .208, almost exactly his real-life average, which was .209. He does have 11 RBIs. In real life, in the entire 1911 season, he had only 19. Rainbow shot to center off the bat of Gibson. Oaks reaches up and makes the catch. Didn't have to move an inch. And that'll do it for the Pirates in the second. At the end of 2, St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh 1. Steve Evans will lead it off for the Cardinals in the third. Let's get the game screen layout closer to these teams' real life records. In Strat looks at the overall team record of a team in, I guess, preparing the Grapefruit League schedule. Don't think we're going to be able to get that today. Leading off for the Cardinals in the third is Steve Evans. Evans, a real line drive hitter, good at finding open spaces. But here he is hitting a foul pop in front of home plate. Looks like it's drifting foul. Gibson under it and makes the play. That will bring up Roger Bresnahan. Bresnahan, the veteran catcher, now with St. Louis after many years in the National League, will step up here. Here is a ground ball back to pitcher Leafield. Throws it first and gets him. Batter might have been hurt. He's just shaken up. He'll be all right. Interesting. We resume play, top of the third. St. Louis at bat, leading 3-1. At the plate, Rebel Oaks. There are 2 out and nobody on. Lefty Leafield on the mound for the Pirates. The pitch coming up in a second. Spin Williams clowning around with the fans. Oaks with a routine grounder to first. He is out. That is the third out here in the top of the third.
We move to the bottom of the third, and leading off for Pittsburgh will be their pitcher, lefty Leafield. We will use the homebrewed pitcher's hitting card and bring out the dice for this one. the traditional way of playing Strat-O-Matic. I revive just for situations where the pitchers hit in games and they have a homebrewed pitcher's hitting card. Lee Field has such a card. So we will roll the dice and we will get a 5-9 roll off Harmon's card. The 5-9 is a fly ball. I'm sorry, a left-handed batter. It's a strikeout. 5-9 against a left-handed batter, strikeout. We'll input that result manually. Since the computer cannot read the results unless you, well, you could also force a 5-9 dice roll, but it'll take a little bit longer. So 5-9, Harmon strikes out the left-handed hitting Lee Field to begin the bottom of the third. That will bring up Bobby Byrne. Bobby hitting .246. He grounded out his first time up. This is the first game I've played using the newest version of Strat-O-Matic computer game. Byrne with a fly ball to right, Evans under it. He grabs it for the out. Just to double check, this is Strat-O-Matic Baseball version 2025E, which is the very latest version. I downloaded it last night. Tonight in real time is Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. In our time travel, it is Wednesday, May 3rd, 1911. So we're going back 114 years in this replay and in this particular game. Tommy Leach tripled his first time up, his first plate appearance. It's returning the Pirate lineup after taking some days off to attend to his ill wife. Tommy rips a line drive down the third base line that is caught by Cardinal third baseman Mike Mowry. So 2 up. I'm sorry. That'll do it for the inning for the Pirates. 3 up, 3 down. We will move to the 4th inning. And leading off for the Cardinals will be their shortstop, Arnold Hauser. Hauser relegated back to the 8th spot with the return of Miller Huggins. He did a nice job in the leadoff spot, though. He hit an extremely well, and he's got a .386 average coming into this one. Pirates going to play the corners in. High fly into left. Clark ranges to his right, reaches up, and takes it for the easy out. We are going to return to the capture.
Using Game Bar to get the full screen effect. Here is Bob Harmon coming to the plate. Bob, a okay hitting pitcher. He's a 2, but we use the homemade pitcher's hitting card and roll dice to get our result. The roll a 2-9. We'll check Harmon's card versus lefties. A 2-9 is a strikeout. We'll enter that result manually. And note that there are now 2 out in the top of the 4th for the Cardinals. That will bring up leadoff batter Miller Huggins. Miller returning to the lineup today. He was credited with a single in the first inning. He reached second on a throwing error by Leafield, and in the second inning he hit into a forced play at third base. So Miller batting already for the 3rd time today here in the top of the 4th. The Cardinals the Cardinals second baseman hits one to short. Honus Wagner boots the ball. The future Hall of Famer, and probably the best all-around hitter in the National League of that era, makes an error. He is a 1E60, and as I think I mentioned before, he makes a lot of great plays, but he makes a lot of errors too, and he just made one there. The Pirates have already committed 3 errors thus far today. We're in the top of the 4th. Huggins on first. He is a good base stealer. He's on first with 2 out, and Rube Ellis at the plate. Want to look at Rube's card? Rube is a singles hitter. Probably couldn't drive in the runner from first. So let's see if Huggins can get a lead. He has a 97% chance of getting a good lead. 97%. There he goes. Here's the peg. He is safe. He slid in under the tag. Huggins down on second with 2 out. And now Leafield will have to face Rube Ellis with a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Fastball belt high away. Ellis goes after it, hits a fly ball to right. Wilson flags it down on the run for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh 1. And Fred Clark leading it off. So far today, Fred with a sac fly and an RBI, accounting for the Pirates' only run thus far today. That was in the first inning. A slider by Harmon. Clark gets good wood on it. Evans backs up quickly, up with his glove. Out. Right fielder Steve Evans catching that ball in the right field. That will bring up Honus Wagner. Wagner hitting .308 thus far in the replay with 3 homers and 10 RBIs, 8 walks. He swings and wraps a hard ground ball right at Hauser. He snares it easily, throws to first, and Honus is out by a step. That will bring up Dots Miller. Dots grounded out to third his first time up. Bob Harmon pitches to Miller, ground ball to short. Hauser deep in the hole, fires it to first. He is safe. Dots Miller legging out an infield hit on the ground ball deep into the hole at short. Hauser able to get to it, but his throw not nearly in time. And Miller is on first with 2 out, and the batter, Newt Hunter. Newt has gotten off to a horrible start, hitting 132. Yes, the rookie Pirate first baseman appears to be overmatched in the major leagues. We'll have to see how long Pirate management continues with him playing first. Here is a ground ball to short. Scored 6-3, Hauser to Konieczny, and that retires the Pirates in the fourth. We go to the fifth. Leafield back out on the mound for the Pirates. And coming up for St. Louis will be Mike Mowry, Ed Konieczny, and Steve Evans. Mowry. So far today has singled and walked. He will lead off here against Leafield. Smashed over third, Byrne leaps just over his outstretched glove. Mowry making a wide turn at first. He'll hold there as the ball comes in quickly. He is on first to lead off the fifth. Mike in real life stole 15 bases, but was caught 14 times. He will not be going just yet. Konieczny going to swing away here. Ed is flat out and lined out. The big Bohemian, Ed Konieczny, stepping in. Leafield just misses outside for ball 4, and the Cardinals have the first 2 men on here in the fifth. That will bring up Steve Evans. Evans, a dangerous hitter, no doubt. He's hitting 387 in the replay. He hit 294 in real life. He has a sac fly thus far today. That came in the first. He fouled out in the third. Here is the pitch from Leafield. Ripped down to Miller. Easy pickup. Can they turn two? Over to Wagner. Now over to first. A twin killing. Miller to Wagner to Hunter. The double play gets the Pirates to within 1 out of getting out of the inning. That will bring up Roger Bresnahan for the Cardinals. Mowry over to third on the play. Mowry moving over to second, while meanwhile behind him the Pirates were retiring 2 on 1 play, the double play. Bresnahan hitting 258. After a very hot start, he has cooled off. He's the Cardinals' player manager. Here is a ground ball to Byrne at third, over to first in time, and that'll do it for the Cardinals in the fifth. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We are halfway through here at Forbes Field, and the score after 4.5, St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh 1. All right, back here after the break in the action. Chief Wilson leading off the bottom of the fifth for Pittsburgh against St. Louis starter Bob Harmon. Wilson hits a screamer at Arnold Hauser, who takes it with the backhand. The throw a little short. Konecny scoops it up. Wilson is out. Nice play by Konecny, scooping up that ball. And that will bring up George Gibson. George, the Pirate catcher, hitting only .204. George is 30 years old and in his 7th Pittsburgh season. He rips one on the ground, a daisy cutter to Mowry. Mike fields it cleanly, over to first quickly, easy out. So 2 quick outs here in the 5th. That'll bring up lefty Leafield. And that being the case, we will use Leafield's pitcher hitting card and roll the dice. One of the dice fell on the floor. It's going to be a 3 on the white, 5 on one of the red, and down on the floor we have a 4. So a 3-9 roll. Leafield facing the righty Harmon. Ground ball third base A. That'll be an out. So we'll do manual entry to record that in the computer. All right. That'll do it for the Pirates in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we are at the end of 5 with the score St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh 1. Hang on while I grab the red die that fell on the floor. All right. Now, leading off for St. Louis will be Rebel Oaks. Let me load the layout where the visiting team, St. Louis, will be in gray while they're batting. The home Pirates will be in white out in the field. Oaks. Well, shoot. Rebel hitting .311 with no homers, 11 RBIs. He has struck out and grounded out thus far today. Leafield deals, shallow fly ball to center. Tommy Leach runs in and makes the grab for out number 1. Arnold Hauser is going to try to bunt for a hit. He is an A bunter with a 16 running rating, but the Pirates have brought their corners in anticipation of a bunt. Hauser, nevertheless, is going to try to beat one out here. Let's see what happens. A good bunter with good speed. Gibson fields it, fires to first, and he is out. George Gibson out of the catcher's box quickly, grabs the fair ball and throws Hauser out at first. So 2 out, nobody on, and pitcher Bob Harmon coming to the plate. Harmon's pitcher hitting card will be used, and we will roll the dice. Playing Strat-O-Matic the old-fashioned way. The roll is a 1-9. Harmon, a right-handed batter facing the lefty Leafield. A 1-9 is a strikeout. So that will do it. In the 6th, the Cardinals get no runs on no hits. There were no Pirate errors and no one left on. And we will revert to the Pirates being the home team, and at bat will be white in color. The Cardinals will be gray out in the field. And wait a sec. Oh, I forgot to enter the strikeout. Harmon struck out. Now, Bobby Byrne will lead off the bottom of the 6th against Bob Harmon. His Pirates trailing at 3-1. Bobby hitting .242 on the season. He's 0 for 2 today with no strikeouts. Harmon looking in for the sign. Now he's ready. He brings it to the plate. Curveball. Byrne swings and misses by a mile. The bottom dropped out of that one. A wicked pitch. And Byrne has struck out to lead off the 6th. That'll bring up Tommy Leach. The Cardinals would be very happy if Harmon were able to turn in a victory today against the very good and hard-hitting Pittsburgh team. And Harmon has pitched very well today. Hickory Bob deals the 2-2 pitch. Routine ground ball to first. Kanechi takes it on one hop, flips it to Harmon. Easy out. Harmon really sailing along now. 2 outs, nobody on. Fred Clark coming to the plate. Harmon would really like to get Clark here, so Wagner would come up with nobody on in the bottom of the 7th. If Clark reaches base, however, Harmon will have to deal with Wagner in this inning with runner on. Clark draws a walk. Ball 4. And that will bring up Honus Wagner. Wagner is 0 for 2 today. He is overdue. He's down to 302 in his average on the season. In real life, he hit 334. Harmon's got to be careful here. Wagner set in the box. Infield shifting slightly to the left for the right-handed hitting Wagner. Harmon looks at the runner. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Wagner down on strikes. So Bob Harmon continues his impressive pitching, getting Wagner to strike out with the runner on first. That will do it for the Pirates here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll move to the 7th. The score remains St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh 1. And Miller Huggins to lead off for St. Louis against Leafield. Leafield has given up 6 hits and 3 runs. The Pirates have not helped him. They have committed 3 errors. Well, one of the errors was his own, so Leafield has no one to blame but himself for that. Huggins, the error was on in the first inning, and it led to a run. Huggins rips one on the ground. It's a daisy cutter to Miller. Dots field it cleanly over to first quickly. Easy out. And that will bring up Rube Ellis. Rube, 2 for 3 with an RBI. He has had a very good game today. And although he's a left-handed hitter, he has had no difficulty hitting Leafield. Leafield at L3L, which means he is very tough on lefties, but he hadn't been able to do much with Ellis thus far today. Here is a 3-2 pitch. Ellis hits a 3-hopper toward Dots Miller. Miller scoops it to first, scoops it up and fires to first for the out. So 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th, and Mike Mowry coming to the plate. Mike has singled, walked, and singled. He's 2 for 2 officially. He has driven in a run. He is not a powerful hitter. No homers. Here is a sinking line drive. Wagner running after it, and he snares it for the out, showing excellent jump play. All right, Dots Miller will lead off the bottom of the 7th for Pittsburgh. The Pirates have only gotten 2 hits today off Harmon. They are still very much in the game, obviously, trailing 3-1. Miller going after the grounder, hit on the ground to Harmon's right. Hauser not able to cut it off. It's going to bounce through for a single, a leadoff single for Dots Miller here in the bottom of the 7th. That is the 3rd hit of the game for Pittsburgh, and that will bring up Newt Hunter. Newt Hunter has really struggled on the season. The rookie today has walked and grounded out. His average 128. In real life, his average 254 over 209 at bats. So he still has plenty of time to bring his average up. Here he hits a fly ball to center, easy out. Oaks making the play. That's the first out of the 7th, and will bring up Chief Wilson. The Chief is 0 for 2. He is flying out to left and grounded out to short. Miller on first, 1 out. Chief Wilson at the plate, bottom of the 7th. Harmon shooting for victory number 3. Wilson hits a 3-hopper toward Miller Huggins. Huggins scoops it and fires to second for 1 out. The throw back to first. Out at first, it's a double play. Huggins to Hauser to Konechi, and the Cardinals retire Pittsburgh in the 7th. And at the end of 7, St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh 1. Konechi will lead off in the Cardinals 8th. Leafield still on the mound for Pittsburgh. He's pitched well, but finds himself trailing 3-1. Konechi leads off for St. Louis, the Cardinal cleanup hitter, hitting .350 on the season. Today he has flat out, lined out, and walked. Here is the pitch. Ground ball into the hole. Dots Miller somehow reaches the ball, but he's in no position to make a throw. It is a infield hit for Konecny. All right, leading off the 8th, the Cardinals would like to get some insurance. Konecny stole 27 bases, but was caught 21 times. Let's see how Steve Evans does. Steve, a left-handed hitter. And the Cardinals are going to call for him to sacrifice. He's an A bunter, very good bunter. He lays down a great bunt. There's no chance to get the lead runner. Evans might beat it out. Fielded by Leafield to throw to first. Close play. Safe. Evans beat it out. So the surprise bunt. And Leafield, although able to reach it, could not get the speedy Evans. Konecny moving down to second on the play. The Cardinals have the first 2 runners on here in the top of the 8th. They're looking for more, and here is Roger Bresnahan. Bresnahan, a right 3L. He's a very good hitter against lefties, and he will face Leafield. Today, however, Roger 0 for 3. The Cardinals are going to have him hitting away. The Duke of Tralee is his nickname. Loop to second, though. Miller grabs it for the out. That is out number 1. The Cardinal player manager disappointed in himself. Could not advance the runners. Here is Rebel Oaks. Rebel is 0 for 3. Yeah. Miller comes up with it over to second for 1. They might turn it, not in time. But the Pirates do get 1 out on the play. Konecny advances over to third. Oaks safe at first. There's first and third, 2 out, and Arnold Hauser coming to the plate. Hauser will hit away. Oaks a steal threat on first, but he's not going to try to steal. The Pirates will have to hold him on. 1-0 pitch, a bullet off the pitcher's foot. It bounces right to Miller. He goes to first in time. A lucky bounce for the Pirate. The hard shot off Leafield's foot bounced right over to Miller. He was able to throw to first and easily retire Hauser for out number 3. So the Cardinals, despite getting the first 2 runners on, cannot score. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh 1. All right, George Gibson due to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Let's see if Fred Clark lets him hit. He might remove him for a pinch hitter. Lefty Leafield, the on-deck batter, it's also very possible he might be lifted for a pinch hitter. Hal is managing the Pirates. Yes, Max Carey has grabbed a bat. He steps out of the dugout, and he will pinch hit for Gibson. Max Carey, the impressive rookie, will pinch hit for Gibson here. Carey, there's his card showing his stats. He is a switch hitter, lightning speed, good bunter. And let's see if Harmon and the Cardinals can retire him. Cardinals going to play the corners in. Max Carey hitting .333. He's 2 for 6 thus far this year. One hop. Konechi out. So Harmon has no trouble retiring Carey, and that'll bring up lefty Leafield. I'm going to wait and see if Howell pinch hits for him. I'm not going to roll the dice because I think it likely that a pinch hitter will be used. So Leafield's not a bad hitter for a pitcher. Let's see what Howell decides to do. He's going to go to the bench once again and call on John Flynn to bat for Leafield. Flynn making his first plate appearance of the year. Let's see what he does. In real life, he hit .203. The 0-2 offering, slow ground ball. Hauser is charging it. He fires it to first. He is out. Flynn out in his first at bat of the year. And there are now 2 outs in the Pirate 8th. And top of the order, Bobby Byrne coming to the plate. Byrne is 0 for 3. He's up near the batter's box, stepping in. He walks. Harmon has walked Byrne, so Byrne down to first. He will be held, and that will bring up wee Tommy Leach. Leach has tripled, lined out, and grounded out. He has scored the only Pirate run today. Byrne going to be held on first. He has a 55% chance of getting a lead. He inches away from the base. He's off to the races. I'm going to throw for him. He is a dead duck. Bobby Byrne thrown out trying to steal second, and that'll do it in the 8th for the Pirates. The Pirates are going to bring Mike Simon in to play catcher, and now pitching is Jack Ferry. Ferry going to come on and pitch the 9th for Pittsburgh. He will face Bob Harmon. Harmon will obviously bat for himself. That means a dice roll and a reference to the homemade pitcher's hitting card. If the dice roll, a white die is 1, 2, or 3. If the white die is 4, 5, or 6, we will refer to Jack Ferry's card. Ferry in real life 6-4 with a 3.11 ERA. There is his card with the stats on it. He is making his first appearance of the year. The dice roll a 3-10, 3-10, referencing Harmon's card against a right-hander. He walked him. Harmon drawing a walk against the right-hander on 3-10. and a promising start to the Cardinals' ninth. They'd love to get a little bit of insurance. Bear with me while I do the manual entry of the walk. All right. That will bring up Miller Huggins. Harmon, just for kicks, let's see what his lead chance is if he were inclined to steal. 8%. Nope, not going to attempt to steal. Huggins will square around and bunt. The Pirates have their infield in, but Huggins still with an 86% chance of a successful bunt. Here's a short hopper down toward first. Hunter picks it up, tags Huggins, but the runner advances. Credit Huggins with a sacrifice. So Bob Harmon down on second with one out. He, by the way, a 1-14 runner. He's got good running speed. That could turn out to be important should there be a single to the outfield. Harmon trying to score, and his base running ability is very good. But let's see what happens. Rube Ellis at the plate. Ferry throws a curve down low, swung on and missed for strike 3. The rookie Ferry, in his first appearance, strikes out Rube Ellis in a key situation. That'll bring up Mike Mowry. Mowry today has singled, walked, singled, and lined out. He has an RBI. He's looking for another. 2 out, 9th inning. Cardinals on top 3-1. Mike Simon now catching for the Pirates. Remember, Mowry pokes it to left. It drops in front of Clark. St. Louis adds to their lead. A clutch 2-out hit by Mike Mowry brings Harmon in from second. The Cardinals now ahead 4-1. I was about to say that Mike Simon is behind the plate for Pittsburgh, and his catcher rating is 3E6, a pretty good rating. And we'll see if it matters. Kanechi now up with 2 out and a man on first. Let's see if Mowry could get a lead. Oh, 81%. He's going to attempt the steal of second. He's running with the pitch. Here's the peg, caught like a thief in the night. A caught stealing of Mowry. In real life, he was caught 14 times out of 29 attempts. So that's the inning, but the Cardinals get a key insurance run on the single by Mowry with Harmon on second and 2 out. And going into the bottom of the ninth, St. Louis 4, Pittsburgh 1. The Pirates will send up Tommy Leach, Fred Clark, and Honus Wagner in the bottom of the ninth, but they're going to need several more batters beside those initial 3 to come to the plate and get on if they hope to get back in this one. It's 4-1 St. Louis, and Bob Harmon has pitched brilliant ball, giving up only 3 hits. He gave up a run in the first. He has shut the Pirates out since then. Same defensive lineup out in the field for St. Louis. Here is Tommy Leach. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Outstanding play by Huggins at second. The throw over to first. He is out. That is the first out in the ninth on the very nice defensive play by Miller Huggins. Miller is a 1. E34, so he has outstanding range, as was shown on that play. Here is Fred Clark. Clark 0 for 1 officially. He has a sac fly. He has the only Pirate ribby way back in the first inning when he got Leach home from third. Harmon has shut out the Pirates since then. Clark chases the changeup, hits it on the ground towards second. Higgins cuts it off, spins, it throws, and beats Clark by a step. Jack Doyle calling him out. A very nice play once again by Miller Huggins. Boy, the Cardinals sure did miss him. Now that he's back in the lineup and playing second, look for the Cardinals to start to move up in the standings. They come into today's game with a record of 5-8. And they are closing in on victory number 6. However, the game is never over till the last man is out. And to get that last out, the Cardinals are going to have to face Honus Wagner. If Honus gets on, it will bring up Dots Miller and then so on and so forth. But Bob Harmon has had Honus's number today. The Pirate superstar 0 for 3. Let's see what happens. This could be the game right here. Swung on and missed. Harmon strikes out Wagner. Wagner has struck out twice today. And what a game Bob Harmon pitched. He retires the hard-hitting Pirates 3 up, 3 down in the 9th, capping the effort off with a strikeout of Honus Wagner. And the final score, St. Louis 4, Pittsburgh 1. Bob Harmon, just to show you his stats once again, and his card. And he gets credit for his 3rd win of the year. He's now 3-1. Lefty Leafield with a loss. He's now 3-2. The totals: Cardinals 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. The Pirates 1 run on 3 hits and 3 errors. The Pirates allowed only 1 unearned run. I thought there would have been more than that, but of the Cardinals' 4 runs today, 3 of them were earned. Leafield giving up 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and Ferry coming on in the 9th, giving up an earned run. The Cardinals left 8 men on base, the Pirates 3. The time of the game, 2 hours and 6 minutes before a crowd of 5,418. That'll do it for today. So long till next time. Have a good evening, folks.